just saying there's a difference, you know.
Okay.
And as people, you have to choose what makes you happy, you know. Because also from my side, let's say as a Rasta, you know, there are some people that want to say they eat this kind of food, they eat this kind of thing, they drink this kind of thing.
Yeah.
And then some will say this kind of Rasta mustn't do this kind of Rasta must do that, you know. And then
spirituality, and I think what you said early before all of this is quite interesting, that it's your relationship to the divine being. But for me, there's something really interesting. One of my favorite spiritual writers, Khalil Gibran, in The Prophet. I'm not going to go through the whole story, but someone asked the Prophet, how do you define religion? And with that also a bit of spirituality. He said, it's the way you live. It is all about the way you live, how you work, how you interact with people, how kind you are. That dictates your spirituality. Religion, with its dogmatic principles, I think tries and push the idea of spirituality through rules.
Good day, spiritual people. This is All Things Spirituality with Cyril Pilgrimson. This is not an interview. This is a conversation between me and the next person, getting to know about them, their thoughts about spirituality. So today it's a classic episode. If this one is gonna go down in history, it's gonna go as a 9/11 or Springbok winning the 1995 World Cup. So today I have my guest here. I have Steph and Kagiso. I would love them to introduce themselves. So can you introduce yourself, Steph?
Okay, I give thanks, you know. And I go by the name of Ras Kagiso, you know. I give thanks and glorify for everything that is good, you know, for everything that is righteous, you know. And I give thanks, you know, for the red coat and green banner and the red, black and green banner, you know. Give thanks for the love, for the birds, and for everything that is good, you know. Give thanks to be here, my Lord, just to have a conversation with you, you know.
Bless my kid. Steph, can you tell us what do you do?
So it's Stefan. I'm a bookbinder, and sometimes I make art. And yeah, that's about it. Very, very uninteresting life.
Thank you guys for joining us today. The last episode, people were happy about the episode we posted, so I can't wait for this one. So to start things off, okay, for you it's obvious you're Rastafarian. Steph, what are your beliefs? Do you believe in Jesus Christ? Are you Islam? Are you Hindu? Like, tell us.
The closest I can get to a religious structure is Gnosticism. Despite all its complicated cosmology, there's a couple of things that stand out for me that I truly and utterly enjoy. And that's the idea that through what we understand as the Christian creation myth, the breath being blown into Adam and Eve is God departing off a part of the divine spark and implanting it into humans. And that's what I quite enjoy. It becomes really interesting if you delve deeper into it, but it's that superficiality that I quite enjoy.
So speaking about that, what's the difference between religion and spirituality? Because we get confused on that. Like most of the people think like when I'm religious, I'm spiritual. So is that different or is it the same thing? You can tell us.
Yes, and I think for my side, you know, also with my own opinion and my research, I can say, if we can say you are a religious person, you know, most of the times you want to have like rules and boundaries of what you do, you know. You know, that's for my side, the religion. But in spirituality, you search in deeper between yourself, you know, to find yourself, who you are, what makes you happy, you know, what raises your vibration, you know. But if we want to say, for my side, if I'm going to say I'm a religious person, I'll have to do this and do that. If I don't do this, that means I'm not doing good, you know. That means I must be punished or what. But here we are here to to learn and do our mistakes, you know. For my side, I think throughout my mistakes, I became the person I am, you know. But if you want to say do this and do that, Whenever you get a chance to do wrong, you do wrong.
So you, my king, you religious or spiritual?
I can say I don't know at the moment. I'm just being me, you know.
And then Steph, do you share the same sentiments as him?
Pretty much. I think religion is succumbing or adhering to dogmatic principles.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
particularly Christianity, because I
Facts.
grew up into it. Depending on the church you belong to, depending on whatever, there are dogmatic rules, and you need to fall in line with those dogmatic rules. That is religion. There's nothing wrong with religion, because spirituality has a place in religion. But I also find that a lot of people move away from religion and think they're spiritual because they have a divine relationship with whoever they see as the divine being.
So what we're saying is that spirituality is better than religion.
No.
I don't necessarily. I'm just saying there's a difference, you know.
Okay.
And as people, you have to choose what makes you happy, you know. Because also from my side, let's say as a Rasta, you know,
Yeah.
there are some people that want to say they eat this kind of food, they eat this kind of thing, they drink this kind of thing.
Yeah.
you know. And then some will say this kind of Rasta mustn't do this kind of Rasta must do that, you know. And then someone will say, I eat fish, I don't eat fish. You see, so if you're going to say in religion, and then we put it like that, what if what you eat doesn't make me happy?
Yeah.
And what you eat makes you happy. So I don't have to say you mustn't eat it because you must fall in this type of religion, you know. You must get things done by your free will. You see.
So speaking of that, how do you define spirituality? Steph, I want to hear. How do you define spirituality? Should I start or you?
I think it's very, very clever of you to return the question. Spirituality, and I think what you said early before all of this is quite interesting, that it's your relationship to the divine being. But for me, there's something really interesting. One of my favorite spiritual writers, Khalil Gibran, in The Prophet. I'm not going to go through the whole story, but someone asked a prophet, how do you define religion? And with that also a bit of spirituality. He said, it's the way you live. It is all about the way you live, how you work, how you interact with people, how kind you are. That dictates your spirituality. Religion, with its dogmatic principles, I think tries and push the idea of spirituality through rules. But I find it's more interesting the way you're raised and the way you interact with people and your relationship with other people, because that is in essence your relationship with your divine being.
Wow, that's profound. My king,
I can say
define spirituality as a whole. Spirituality is the food you eat. I must not eat meat, or it's the way I pray, or should I go to the mountains or what? Like, define spirituality.
Okay, for I side, you know, for my side, I think when I came to realize that, my king, you know, I just came to realize that giving thanks to nature, for my side, is spiritual, you know. Everything that you can see, like everything that is alive, you know, everything that is alive is doing this, the thing that it has to do. You get the fish that are in the water, you know. You get the dogs, they bark, you know. You can't get a cat trying to live like a dog, you know.
Nah.
You know, so I must live like a human being, you know. Meaning, the way I live, if I can take a seed and plant it, you know, that means I'm a God myself, you know. You know, because I'm gonna plant and bring food, you know. If two people come together, then life comes, you know. So I check it like that I must look at nature. Nature must be my teacher. And then if I follow nature, that is my spiritual teacher, you know, respecting nature. If I have a plastic in my pocket, am I going to throw it on the floor or going to throw it somewhere where it's reasonable for my side? You know, it's for looking which is good and which is bad. You know, because we all have a chance of doing anything, whether good or bad.
Yin
So
and yang.
when I can say I'm a spiritual person, I choose whether to do good or bad. If you're gonna slap, when they say if they slap you, decide to give them another chick, I can't do that. They slap me this side, I come back with a fist because I must protect myself.
But is that also spirituality?
Oh, it's like we can't say spirituality, my king, if you are being attacked, you know. You as a human being or anything that is nature, it protects itself.
Yeah.
You know, anything you do against me, I have to protect myself.
Yeah,
It's not
yeah.
that I'm a bad person, I was protecting myself.
Yeah.
You see? So it's how it must work. I can't do wrong to you, you can't do wrong to me. But if you do wrong, I rather have the chance to fight back or act like a coward. You see, so you choose some things, whether to fight and whether to reason or whether to keep silent. For me, that's how I check spirituality. You know?
That's my king. So I get a lot of criticism. A lot of people like to say, I like money so much. Hey, you like money. It's not right to like money like this. And we all need money to survive. So do you think like money is spiritual or money is just a tool or just a material for us to function in life? Or is there a connection to money? Like, for instance, a lot of people do sacrifices to get money. Hence, I have an idea that money is spiritual. Or for me, sometimes when I have like $100 in my pocket, it's easy getting more money than when I have nothing at all. It's harder to get money. So do you guys think money is spiritual? Steph, maybe you can take this one.
See, I think one of my favorite misquoted Bible verses is money is the root of all evil. Money is not, it's an object. It's an invented way of trading. And there's a whole bunch of other issues surrounding that if you start going into economics around that. But it's the love of money that's the root of all evil.
So that verse is
Misquoted.
Misquoted.
There's quite a lot that's misquoted from the Bible, but the love of money is the root of all evil. And if memory serves me right, it's Mammon, who's apparently the demon of money, or wanting money, greed. If I remember it correctly, I'm speaking under correction here. So for me, there's so many lovely things in Western principles like the 7 deadly sins and how the sins are applied that either leads to evil or not. So in terms of money is just what we invented to trade.
Oh, it's not that deep.
No, it can go deep, but it's our love of it that is the problem.
So we shouldn't love money.
No, you should love money, but not more than you love other people. Not more than you love yourself. Not more than you love your family. That's where the problem comes in. It's if you love money more than you love your family.
Because you need money to take care of those people. So can't you put money up there? Because like if you don't have money, you can't take care of your family. As you said, you need to love your family more or love yourself. But
you'll get the money, if you love your family enough, you'll get the money to take care of them. Because you love your family.
If you love your family, you're going to get the money to take care of them.
Yeah.
I think to add on that, it also comes to a point that when we talk about money, you know, there's something that for my side you need to attract, you know, because some of the things, if you check money, you can't survive at the moment, you know. But
without money.
Before we used to do like bartering, you know, exchange. What if I have this, I give you this. If I had this, I gave you this, you know. And then when money came into that difference to say, okay, then it's going to be a certain object, or certain people that must accumulate that certain amount of money for them to be at a certain level. You know? Because also you can say you can't say it's evil. The way he's saying, the way you think of money makes
I understand.
Evil. If you want money, what do you do to get money? Are you gonna rob, or you gonna work with your hands, or you gonna do? You see, it depends on how you want money, the love of money, of how you gonna attract money, or you gonna want to get money in a wrong way. You know. So if you can check, most of the people that are gonna tell about money is not important. They are already good with their money. You know, they have whatever that they need. But for someone who doesn't have anything and then you tell them money is evil, I am speaking a different story, you know.
So, okay, that's fine, I understand fully. So, Steph, the first time I saw you, like, there's this aura about you. When someone looks at you, sometimes it can be like intimidating, sometimes it can be it makes one throw a lot of questions. So, like your look, is the intention in your look like your hair, your beard? Like, tell us about your look. Like, what's up with the look?
I love the idea of having a beard and long hair. I absolutely love it.
Is there power to the hair, or it's just the aesthetic?
It's pretty much the aesthetic.
Or it's not?
And there's a couple of other reasons, but generally it's for the aesthetic. I love a beard and long hair. I've always done it. I think after leaving school, I've only shaved 5 times.
Okay.
We would go into maybe a month or 2 of keep on shaving, keeping my hair short.
Yeah.
I think the longest I've gone is almost a year.
So you told us these other reasons. Tell us which are. Because also my king here, I know there is. I'm going to you after hearing like.
It's a bit of the grey man trick.
Oh.
So if I need to disappear, I can just cut my hair, shave my beard, and nobody will recognize me. Because I think there's only one photograph of me with short hair on the internet. Only one.
So what's the one compliment or the one thing someone said about your look that was like,
It's my son.
what do you say?
Because every now and again I go through an itch to shave and cut.
Yeah.
And I'll tell him. And he'll look at me and he says, "No, Papa. No." I said, "My boy, what if I feel like it?" And he says, "No. You look good. You're fine. Don't shave the beard." Particularly the beard. He loves the beard.
The beard. Yeah, I feel like me knowing you, seeing you, since you work in the same proximity, I feel it. There is power into the way you look. There is.
It's perceived power. It's more about how you carry yourself.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think you've seen me being nasty to anybody.
Nah, never. You're the coolest person I know here. You're cool. You're so down to earth.
But that relates to, you start associating the look with that type of personality.
Oh, that's powerful.
And, I mean, let's be honest, there's also a bit of reference to Jesus.
Okay. Yeah, you kind of look like Jesus.
I've been called Jesus, I've been called Moses, I've been called Abraham, I've been called a whole bunch of biblical figures, but that's not the point of it.
Yeah.
And I do think in a lot of cases it deals with a bit of humility. So I'm not out flaunting or trying to look cool or trying to look awesome. Okay. The long hair and beard does that automatically.
Yeah, it does.
I prefer it this way. That's who I am.
And then my king, the hair, I see your guys look similar. The beard, the hair, like, tell us, is it the aesthetic or is it power to the hair and the beard? Because me, I can't have beard, so if I could, I was gonna do the same, so tell us.
I think for my side, I've always been fascinated with having hair, you know. Even all the times when I was in school, you know, when there was holidays, I used to make sure I'll keep my hair until the June holidays. And then I'll do a hairstyle or do dreadlocks, you know. So I've been always being fascinated with having dreadlocks, you know. I was like, no, I don't like even using a comb, you know. We always fought. When I had to comb my hair, it was a problem, you know, because I didn't like that part. So I chose to say, no, you know what, I'm going to start growing my hair, you know. But as time went, I learned that our hair is important, you know. If I didn't, I needed a tail, I was going to have a tail, you know. But I don't need a tail, so I need hair, you know. So I think I might not have the whole of the done research, you know, but I know our hair gets the energy from the sun, you know, the vitamin D, you know. So always when I wake up, I just go outside barefoot, take out my dreadlocks and then just sit there, you know. Always get the energy, you know. So most of the times we cover it. When I go out, I cover it so that doesn't get affected by the energies around, you know.
So King, you're Rastafarian?
Yeah, as you can see.
Why you chose Rastafarian instead of Christianity, Muslim, and other beliefs?
I think in Rastafari is the one that gave me an opportunity to be myself, you know. To be myself, you know. Rasta is not about following a certain rules, you know. To be Rasta is to be natural, my king, you know. To be natural, eat from the ground, you know. Respect everything that is alive, everyone that you see, you know. Give them respect that you deserve, you know. The way I treat you, I deserve to be treated the same, you know. But some people learn Rasta in a different way of only seeing marijuana or
Not eating me.
seeing if there's someone who doesn't eat meat, like I get that question almost every day, you know. If I don't, what I eat, what I do, if I smoke, if I don't smoke, you know. So people have just moved in the physical form of Rasta, you know. They never check the spirituality of Rasta. Being humble, you know. Being humble to nature, being humble to everyone, you know. Getting to respect my hair, getting to respect myself, you know. If you check the way we treat ourselves, even the queens, the way they treat themselves.
Yeah. I love Rasta
different way, you
Rasta
know?
women, I love them.
Because you see, you must respect your body.
Yeah.
If you don't respect it, another man can't respect it, you know. They're gonna only come for last, you know. But if you can cover, then we come with respect. You know, we're not saying the way they dress is another thing, but the way you dress, it attracts a certain type of energy.
Yeah. Energy, I love that. So, Steph, what's your take on Rastafarian? Like when you see a Rastafarian, like
Live and let live. That's it. I have my principles are very simple.
yeah,
You can believe whatever you want to believe, as long as it doesn't have an impact on my life. I will not have an impact on your life. I will not argue with you.
yeah.
We can enter into a discussion, but I will not argue unless I'm out to play the devil. But in all senses, it's pretty much be who you need to be what works for you, but have respect for me and what I believe.
So, Steph, I wanted to ask, like, for you to be in a relationship with someone, do them need to be like, don't you mind them being Muslim or Rastafarian or Islamic? You don't mind you like.
That's a difficult one.
King, next Islam.
For me, when you enter into a relationship,
Yeah.
then there needs to be common ground. There needs to be an understanding of what that common ground is. I think what is really interesting
Yeah.
is the three Abrahamic faiths and how they fight each other when they all have the same source. Judaism, Islam, and Christianity. They don't like each other,
Yeah, they don't.
but they have the same religious principles.
Yeah.
But some people take it too far on all three fronts, and some people can just chill around it. But I do think there needs to be an understanding of basic relationship principles. If you don't have that, then whether you're atheist, whether you're a Buddhist, it doesn't matter. If those principles and baseline understanding is not there,
Yeah.
then it's a waste of time.
Okay, I wanna go to Ras Kagiso, but I wanna know what's the baseline. Like, it should be based on what? Communication or living arrangements or maybe I'm with a woman and then we're sleeping now. When I kneel down, she's gonna be sleeping. We don't kneel together and pray. Like, based on what? The baseline, what's...
Baseline is that you have, for me, similar spiritual principles, like being kind.
Believing in God. Both of you are believing in God.
Yeah, if you want to call
Or
God
not
God.
believing in God.
I mean, dating an atheist would be very funny.
Yeah,
They're being incredibly funny.
I can imagine.
I think getting involved with someone that's involved in a woman involved in Islam, that's interesting
That's very interesting.
because they have a very different approach in how the women treat their men
Yeah,
as opposed to Western culture at this point in time.
yeah,
And Judaism, I think, they also have a very different way of treating the men in terms of Western culture, and I'm particularly referring to Christianity. And you can find that crossovers throughout. I mean, people from different cultures might have issues, they might not.
Yeah.
It depends on what they decide their baseline issues is. And I can't say what mine is unless I have someone that I've had built a friendship with, first and foremost, and then moved on from there.
I understand. I see Rasta Khiso, he's so eager to answer this question. Tell us, what's your thoughts on that? Your whole idea about marrying, since you're Rastafarian, do you need a Rastafarian, or you want to be in a relationship with a Islam or Buddhism?
I think for my side, my king, also throughout the experience, it will go hand in hand, like getting someone who understands, who knows what you do, who understands what I do, and I understand what they believe in, because we need balance. At the end of the day, we can have being in the same mentality of same spirituality, but we'll disagree on many things, So those things, for me, they come in balance. If we're going to connect in a deeper level, or we're going to make things that have been taught separate us, Because if you're going to come to me, if let's say I go to a woman who doesn't understand Rasta, already there's going to be a conflict. Because if I'm going to say I don't eat that, they're going to say I eat that, But it's not more about what you're eating and how you do. It's about understanding the type of person I am, and me understanding the type of person that you are, And also we can bring balance from there. We can agree on many things. You see, but if you're gonna get to someone that doesn't even understand what you are doing, then you're wasting your time. Because all your life you're gonna be always explaining, and then at the end of the day,
Which affects the relationship.
you're gonna feel like what you've chosen.
It's
Now
not
it's
the one.
hard.
It's not the one.
Now you're gonna change and step from this spirituality to this religion to that, and then at the end of the day, it's confusion. You see.
I think I'm in full agreement, but I think the most important thing is friendship. You need to have a baseline friendship.
So you need to marry someone that's your best friend.
Yes.
So
I need to.
okay.
One last question.
Okay,
I need to go.
one last question. I know you're a busy man, so you're gonna excuse us. So one more question, like, do you mind sharing your age with us? If you mind, you can't share it.
No. I don't have an issue, but it really intrigues me. How old do you think I am?
50.
I
50 to 55. Producer, how old do you think Steph is?
40 something, 47.
40 something. My king?
I can play around 40s also, like 40 to I can never.
48.
48.
Yeah.
All right. So why I'm asking that question, like, like now youngsters, they don't reach that age. So like, any advice for, especially it's a personal question for me. Like, how do I reach the age of 48, looking healthy like this, looking fine as you are, active? I always see you. So
Always walk like you know where you're going to.
you can look at the camera. Maybe there's a young kid.
Always know where you're going to. Walk like you know where you're going to. Very important trick when you're traveling. Eat well, sleep well, and I don't look this good because I slept well. I slept very little while growing up because I worked hard. And I think that's the point. You work for what you want. You don't always get what you want, you get what you need.
Can you say that again?
You don't always get what you want, you get what you need.
Wow, producer, I think you need to put it on the intro when you're starting the pod, ne? That's hard.
But look after yourself. And there's lots of ways of doing it.
Steph, thanks a lot for joining us.
Sir.
Thanks a lot. I would love to have you on another episode. Thanks a lot.
Anytime. I love doing this.
Thank you, Steph.
Cheers.
All right. My king, you can come closer, my king. Come closer. Producer, how many minutes do we have? Producer is checking there. Yeah.
25.
Okay. All right, and then we're going to keep it short. My king, I loved what Steph touched on when it comes to spirituality, especially coming, I'm not playing the race card here, but coming from a white person, you see. So he's a spiritual person. Obviously, I wanted to ask more, but I guess we're going to have a part 2. So, like, do you want to say something? Like, let's talk, my king. Tell us, like, should you join Rastafarian? Should you not eat meat? Should you smoke weed? Should we not sleep around with so many women? Tell us, my king.
I think my king is freedom,
Freedom.
Freedom.
Do you think us we have freedom here, especially here in Africa? We just voted now. We're part of the coalition GNU, where a lot of parties they in the parliament. They in parliament. So do you think us as black children do we have freedom?
I'm making the freedom for my side. It starts from your mind, It starts from your mind, because also we can say freedom. Which freedom are we looking for, my king?
Freedom of, like my mom always tells me that like she was here when in apartheid. You see, like they didn't have freedom to walk around, freedom to.
So
to
now we
do
get
what
into
they
our
want.
age group. Now we get into our age group.
Yeah.
Which freedom are we looking for? Because already we are free.
We're free.
Everything that binds you is the way you think. Everything that binds you is the way how you view life. Because if you're gonna say, I'm this type of culture or this type of religion, I can't speak with such people or such a religion. You're already binding yourself.
Yeah, you're binding
Taking
yourself.
yourself into chains. Me,
Yeah.
I'm free to everyone, free to everything, whether rich or poor, black, white, Indian, anything, Me, I associate myself with everyone because everyone I see is Christ in flesh. Everyone I see is there for a reason, Everything that happens in my life is there for a reason,
Or everything happens for a reason.
Yes, because most of the time we want life to be perfect or the way we think it is through social media or through the movies or through whatever, But life comes the way it has to come, Mike. Whatever that you do is going to affect you tomorrow, If you're going to do bad today, it will come back to you. If you choose to do good, it doesn't mean that good will come back, but things will balance. We need to balance life. So we're always expecting or having a manual of how my life must be, whether to eat this, whether to eat that. No. For myself, what makes you happy, makes you happy. Whether drinking alcohol, whether eating what kind of food that you eat, it makes you happy. It doesn't affect me, it doesn't affect my health. It doesn't affect anything in my lifestyle. So I choose to not eat that because I did my research not to do this, not to do that.
So, my king, you taught me to connect with nature. Because of you, I'm connected to nature. I sun gaze for vitamin D. I walk the dog barefoot. I don't eat meat. It's 4 years now. So, like, for an African child, maybe you can look at the camera because it's bad. Here in Africa, it's bad.
Yeah.
For an African child, wow, how is it important for them to connect with nature?
For I and I, my king, if you can check the way they also say, the way they also say that God made people from dust, If you can check from there, I check from nature. We were made from the dust that I look alike, If you check, I'm connected with nature. You check your fingers, they're like the tree stumps, You check your fingerprints, it's like a tree, The way if you cut the tree, My locks, they're like the sun, spiral. Spirals, everything goes in seconds. If you can check in also in our ancient homes, they used to make houses in a circular form. In a circular form, because anything that comes, even if the tornado comes, it's gonna just circle around and just pass. But everything that you make with corners can fall easily. We overstand. So for me, I follow nature. Believe in what you are, my kid. Believe in where you come from. Stop kissing your ancestors and saying they are devils or what. They're the people that you represent today.
So we should acknowledge our ancestors.
Acknowledge, that means if I can't put it as ancestors, you must acknowledge the people who came before you.
Sure.
Who represent your surname from your mother's side and from your father's side.
Yeah.
You must follow, but there is this connection in the black community because we grew up with no fathers, grew up with no mothers, grew up with no, you see. So most of the things are meant to destroy, So now when I say connect to nature, sometimes you don't know where you come from. So you must search within.
Search within. How do you
You
search
have
within?
all the answers.
How do you search within?
Sit down, my king. Shut your mind, my king.
Meditate.
Shut your mind. You can put it in a meditation like that, the meditation form.
Form.
But Shut your mind, my king. Delete everything that you have been taught.
Unlearn and relearn.
And learn and relearn. You know, wake up every day with a different perspective of viewing life. You can't make this thing in one day, you know. You have to be consistent, you know. The way you think, what you eat. You see, the way you associate with people. I'm told. The way you're gonna say you view life, you see. Because now at the end of the day you're gonna view life in another person's perspective.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
And then you expect it to work your way.
Yeah.
So follow you. Follow you, do what makes you happy, my kid. Because me, as you can see, whatever that I do my own clothing, you know.
Do your own
my own
clothing.
I do my own furniture.
Your
you know.
food, you plant your own food.
Plant my own food, still going there, you know. Things are coming alright. That's the freedom that we need.
That's the actual freedom.
Because you say you want money. What you gonna do with money? You're gonna go and rent the most expensive flat, or you're gonna go and get the land and get profit from there. You see, it's how you think about money. I get money, I make sure I buy seeds, I do something, you know.
I buy
It's
land.
the way I view myself, you know. The way what I want to see in future, you know. I don't want to see myself in town renting for my family. No, I don't want that, my love. You know.
that's-
Already I'm working on my land, planting my own food, doing my own thing. So I must make sure my land is settled before I can say now I'm looking for this kind of tougher woman, you know.
So, my king, how does one become a Rastafarian? Do you go to a Rastafarian place, or you research on YouTube, or like how does one become a Rastafarian?
Shui Rasta, my king, is choosing, you know, choosing to be different, you know, choosing to be what they call it, a black sheep, you know, being different from everyone, from everything. You know, you must be ready for criticism, you know, you must be ready for being abused, my king, you know. It's not easy to just say, I'm gonna be Rasta and then start wearing red, gold, and green, you know, because every time you walk, sometimes they wanna search you. They want to check if you have marijuana. You know?
Oh, they search you all the time.
You know, it happens to everyone, my king, but you must know how to protect yourself, you know. Because everyone, when they see you, they only see marijuana. They only see a creature that doesn't eat meat. You know, they only see a creature that only listens to reggae. But there's more than that.
Yeah.
You know, to be Rasta, my king, you choose to be natural. You know, giving thanks to the hair that I have. You know, giving thanks to the sun that shines every day, to the flowers that give I and I the breath, you know, for the waters that give I and I life, you know. Everything that I give thanks, for the hands, for the fingers, for the way my mind thinks, the way I view life, is to be Rasta. Be thankful for everything, you know, because there's always many things that are going to oppose whatever that you are going to do.
Yeah.
So if you're going to look at people saying, if you are like this, you must, my king, freedom is to be Rasta. Freedom. Don't like working for anyone. I don't want to work for anyone. It's better to do my
I've
own
never
thing.
worked for anybody. I'm
No,
not.
you can't say
I'll
so other
never.
people.
For other
they
people,
can do that. I
it's
also
their
started
path.
there, you know.
But you know, like freedom, when it comes to freedom for me, it's like doing what you want, when you want, where you want.
True. So you must also learn first who you are.
Yeah.
Because you can't say, okay, let's stop working and start working for yourself.
Yeah.
You have to learn yourself.
Learn yourself.
You have
So
to
me, I
find
know
what
myself.
You know. Yes. What is your skill? You know, what are you capable of? If that thing is gonna bring in profit or what?
Yeah,
you must
facts.
start working on yourself.
Facts,
You know?
facts.
Then you can start jumping that boat to say I'm gonna be independent.
Facts.
You know, because it's easier like that to start on a base that you know you wanna be balanced. You know, because sometimes you jump in the boat and then you get yourself drowning. You know.
Yeah, you might sink. You
So
might
you
sink.
must have a plan every time you move.
Yeah.
You know
So-
where you go. Choose right. There's many wrong things, but choose right. All
Choose
the time,
right.
you know. That's it.
So my king, there's something you wanna say? Because you know, like me and you, we're gonna be hosting this podcast for a long time. Gonna be feeding the people on YouTube. Like spirituality and believing in God is not a popular thing nowadays. So we're trying to push the message. We're not doing this for money. In fact, we're spending a lot of money to do this content. You see. So King, like, do you wanna say something or to the people, or ask any question what you wanna say to the people?
I say, my Lord, let's start giving thanks for life, you know.
Yeah, and
Let's
watch
start-
this podcast watch this podcast.
Let's start giving thanks to life, my Lord. Let's
Yes,
start
my
agreeing and accepting our situations as they are, you know. Let's
Yes, my
start loving each other, my King. Let's bring back the black love, you know. Seeing another black person or seeing another human in the streets, greet them, my King. If they don't want to be greeted, it's fine. Me, I'm like that. There's many people I greet. Sometimes they don't respond, sometimes they respond. Because I feel the presence. I can feel your presence. That I'm seeing another person, you know. Let's start loving each other, my King. Let's not be separated because of the money or what,
The
or
man.
the religions
Religion,
and culture, my
cultures.
King. Because if we can unite, we can own everything. We can have whatever that we think we desire. You know, but all the time we are being separated by relationships and what. Now we hate each other, you know. But let's start loving each other. Love everyone. Stop the skin color. Love anyone. Everyone gonna do you bad, whether black, white, or Indian. You know. So start loving each other. Let's start learning from each other and then teaching each other. You know?
Bless my King. Yeah, this episode was the one. As I said, I wanted to go down as in the history books as the most controversial episode or the most thought-provoking episode, and it is. Judging by our last episode in this, I'm happy, my King. I'm
Yes.
happy. Bless my King.
So as time goes, my King, we're gonna say love black, you know, support black,
Support
fight
black,
you
love
know,
black,
your
support
everyone,
local.
you know.
So I think I asked you the last time this question. Every time we close the podcast or we close the episode, I ask this one question. I wanna see that now you change your ideal, you've grown, or it's still the same. What's the perfect world for you? When you say this world is a perfect world, everything flows, what's the perfect world for you?
I think I don't have a picture of perfection, my King, you see. Because a picture of something that is going to be perfect is the ending of it, you know. I just see the wonders of the earth, you know. The nature, the greenery, that's for me. If everyone can start planting, then you start going back to nature. That's the perfect one. So you can't say perfect for me. Perfect is the end of something. You know, for me, I just need a perfect life. Pure life.
Pure
I'm
life.
just saying perfect. Pure
Greenery.
life. You know.
Grass,
Everything,
trees,
my King, accepting nature, accepting each other.
loving each other.
Yeah. That's
Bless
what
my
you
King.
want from me.
Bless my King.
Yes, sir.
Guys, make sure you like the episode, like the page, like the channel, like, subscribe, hit the notification button for the algorithm so that more people can engage, watch the episode. This is All Things Spirituality with Cyril Pilgrimson. It's a wrap.
Yes, sir.
Blessed.